So, in the last few days, in the last week or so since the general election, we've seen Tommy Robinson, Paul Golding, Katie Hopkins. So far, those are the only three that I know of. If you know any more, let me know. Hard right figures, hard right people join the Tory party. People who have forged a career out of railing against the establishment, criticising the elite, the powers that be, are now joining them. And don't get me wrong, the Tories are the elite, the establishment, the powers that be in every sense of the word. They're just won the largest majority in over a century. They are the elite. They are the powers that be. Boris Johnson can effectively do whatever the fuck he wants. His own Chancellor said he basically has a parliamentary dictatorship. He can do what he likes. And these people are joining him because he has said things that resonate with them. He has made hard right statements that resonate with them. People around him have made hard right statements that really, really resonate with these people. Boris Johnson has said Muslim women look like letterboxes and bank robbers. He's called black people pickaninnies with watermelon smiles. He's criticised gay people. His Priti Patel, his Home Secretary, advocates the re-establishment of the death penalty. These are the kind of fiery beliefs and fiery quotations and statements that resonate with the hard right. Now in the 30s we had the Battle of Cable Street. We had the Second World War. We had the Battle of Lewisham in the 70s. We used to get out in droves and throw bricks, bottles, traffic cones. We used to punch, kick, bite, headbutt, whatever it took to get fascist scum like Tommy Robinson, Paul Golding, Katie Hopkins off our streets. We never used to stand for it. And now they're being allowed to join the party that holds government. This should worry you. I don't give a fuck what you said about Boris Johnson in the past or present, whether you like him, whether you hate him. This should worry you. These people are fascists by definition. I did a book review on my YouTube channel by a fella called Jason Stanley, I believe his name was, How Fascism Works. Pick it up, read it, and you will see a lot of parallels between what Boris Johnson is doing and the Tories are doing now and how fascism operates, how it runs, how it works. Watch the review, buy the book, start seeing what's in front of your very eyes. Boris Johnson doesn't like criticism. Typical fascist trait to make moves to silence criticism, to prorogue Parliament out of turn, to try and pass bills that advocate banning involvement with the BDS. That's boycott, divestment, sanctions to do with Israel and their crimes against Palestinian people and other people. These are the moves of a tyrant, a dictator. I said in my last video was called Boris Johnson, Tyrant in the Making. This is what he's doing. He's now allowing people who not only are fascist by definition, two of them have actual convictions. Katie Hopkins hasn't actually been convicted of anything. She's been fined a couple of times. She's been sued. Paul Golding and Tommy Robinson have actual convictions. Among them, mortgage fraud, football hooliganism, racially aggravated assault, contempt of court. Boris is trying to become the Donald Trump of the UK. And as far as I can see, I can't see Trump being kicked out of office. He's being impeached. He's officially the third president to be impeached after Clinton, and before that was Johnson. I can't see him going because no president has ever been kicked out. Even the first president to be impeached, Johnson, was saved by one vote in the Senate. Bill Clinton was saved by a vote in the Senate, and it looks like Trump is going to be saved by a vote in the Senate because he dominates the Senate. He has a majority in the Senate. So we're going to have one fascist running America and another fascist running the UK. And they're going to come together and they're going to form a little fascist coalition, the biggest fascist coalition since Hitler and Mussolini. Get angry. Start worrying, because this isn't just about you. It's about your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids even. It's about the people you know, the people you love. Think of the most vulnerable person you know. And it doesn't matter whether they're young, whether they're disabled in some way, elderly. Think of them and think about what you want for them. Because we cannot have a Prime Minister and a party governing that allows people who have literal criminal records, violent criminal records at that, allows them into the party. Yeah, come and join the Tories. UKIP allowing Tommy Robinson to join, I can see. They're a small party, they're a bit fringe. I can see that happening. I don't like it, but I can see it happening. One of the largest two parties in the country, one of the two parties that has been in government for over 100 years, for as far back as you can remember, is allowing actual fascists, hard right nutters to join. People who actually believe that there is some conspiracy amongst Muslims to dominate and take over Western culture. The only plan amongst any Muslims to dominate and take over Western culture and kill the infidel and all that kind of thing is amongst fringe Muslims who ironically also believe that Muslims and Westerners cannot cohabit. They cannot exist together in peace. So ironically enough, people like Abu Hamza and Baghdadi and Bin Laden, they have a lot in common with Tommy Robinson, Paul Golding and Katie Hopkins because they believe the same thing. They believe that Muslims cannot cohabit, they cannot be peaceful, cannot live peacefully in a Western civilization, in a Christian civilization or a secular civilization, in any civilization that isn't run by the caliphate, that isn't run by the ways of Islam. So they actually believe the same thing. Now imagine for 1 second if Jeremy Corbyn or whoever was leader of the Labour Party or whoever is the next leader of the Labour Party, imagine if they had invited an Islamist to join the Labour Party or an Islamist, a convicted Islamist had attempted to join the Labour Party and had been welcomed with open arms. Imagine the media uproar. Imagine the media fire for the next forever, wall-to-wall coverage. How Labour's got a problem with Islamism. How Labour's taken on Islamists. And they'll probably be justified in that coverage. So what I want to see for the next conceivable future is wall-to-wall coverage by the Mail, the Sun, the Telegraph, the Express, the Star, of the Tory problem with hard right nutters in their party because they are joining the party and they are being welcomed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.